Today we're going to be talking about overweight. Overweight tickets, to be exact. What we're really discussing is how to avoid an overweight ticket, what the best practices are for you as a driver in order to avoid being responsible for the ticket. First thing to note is that you're given a job, you have some idea of the weight, but not enough to be able to determine if you're overweight most of the time. There are some instances where, of course, you'll know because the bill of lading weight is 20,000 pounds or 30,000 pounds. But your best practice is when you're heading to the ramp, find your container. You want to have what we call a weigh gauge for the truck. That weigh gauge is going to be a huge incentive for you. You definitely want to have this because it will help keep you out of trouble. You want to make sure once you get a weigh gauge, they're very cheap, that you calibrate it at least once a month, if not more. So what you want to do next is adjust your trailer tandem so that the rear wheel is 4 feet from the bumper. So you want to take a little piece of measuring tape and measure 4 feet from the tip of the inside of the bumper all the way to the tip of the tire so that you've got exactly 4 feet in between. Then go back to your gauge and see. Am I overweight? If I am, I want to call the office and say, hey, I've set my tandems as instructed, but I'm showing overweight. What should I do next? That way we can evaluate and see if there's another option. Now, if you don't have a weigh gauge, we still recommend you put it 4 feet from the bumper. However, you're doing yourself a grave disservice. You should get a weigh gauge. Every proper truck driver has a weigh gauge in his truck to check the drive axle. It's the smart way to operate. If you don't have a weigh gauge, you want to proceed to the nearest CAT scale or certified scale, but you want to proceed. There are lots of ways to find them, including catscale.com. There you can find all sorts of resources to find your CAT scale. Then you want to check all 3 of the weights. What's your steering? What's your drive axle? Your trailer axle? On the steering axle, you get 12,000 pounds. On the drive and trailer axle, 34,000 each, and of course the gross, 80,000 pounds in total is the max you can have. Also, if you know you're going to be going through a state scale, one thing you want to do is check all the axles. Go ahead, stop at a certified scale, check yourself before you go to a state scale. That's definitely the best practice to keep yourself out of an overweight ticket that you don't want to happen. It can be a costly expense, and also you'll likely lose time going to court. I like the CAT scale especially because the CAT scale also has a fine reimbursement program where if you did do a CAT scale where of legal weights had the CAT scale ticket copy, if you get a ticket from the police after pulling that load, you can go through their fine reimbursement process.